Comrade Muhammad Shamsuddin from Wamba local government.
My name is Abdullahi Chidi, Auditor General of NASA Great Association, Lafia chapter.
My name is Comrade Kolawale Abdul Kadir. I'm the youth leader representing the good people of Yoruba in the Lafia state capital.
I remain humble self, Comrade Ibrahim Chubrun Bala, known as Zebi, former this, former that, Lafia Central.
My name is Honorable Kabiru Mohammed, Lafia Central.
My name is Kasim Mbalaza, Lafia Central.
I remember humble self, Comrade Junaid Muhammad, aspirant, Assembly.
My name is Comrade Ikech Kumadi, yes, Igbo chairman.
Well, the convener of this August occasion, my name is Comrade Abokemi Imadika. I'm a leader of National State.
My name is Comrade Abdul Apiu, Honorable Abdul Apiu from our local government.
My name is Isiaka Adamu, National President, Lafia Igala Youth Association, National State Branch.
My name is Comrade Musa Isu, a unionist and one-time councillor representing Chiroma Ward, Lafia local government.
My name is Alhaji Adamu Muhammad, Lafia Traditional Tattoo Order, Nasarawa State.
Fantastic. Is anyone still... Well, we decided to come back to you today after the great Salah meeting yesterday. We were on our way to Makodi and we had a successful town hall meeting there and engagement with our people. But after meeting you, we said we must stop over in Lafia on our way back to Abuja today so that we can start our Take It Back relationship with Turkey. Our country is ripe for the revolution that all of us have been asking for. And young people across the country are desirous of having a new set of leaders that can take this country to a higher level. You know, when I use the word higher level, I'm cautious because there's no level at all, to be honest with you. So saying that higher means that it was even at any particular level. So, and what we try to demonstrate to people is that there is no disagreement amongst us. There's no difference between us, be it Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo. All of us are in agreement that this country is not working for us. Go back about. So, and that we must then fight and combine efforts to ensure that we produce credible leadership at this time. And nobody is in doubt that we can do it. As I often said, this is the best time for us. The old people have outplayed themselves. They have been able to demonstrate that they are incapable of doing anything new for Nigeria. And we, the ones that want to do something new, must organize, reach out to ourselves, have a handshake, bond together, hold hands, and bring about the Nigeria of all of our dreams. That's it. So it is the reason we started Take It Back movement. And the Take It Back movement became a political party about a week ago, known as the African Action Congress. Yes, our intention is to retire the APC and the PDP. Our party logo is 2 hands. And we have said that without hands, you can't hold the umbrella, you can't hold the phone, right? So what we need is your support and to go and enlighten the public that the change, not the chicken change that we have, the real change that they have been asking for, the revolutionary change has come that will bring about this country to become a country that we can all be proud of. I mean, you look around you, you know, there's huge expanse of land. Nobody's growing them because the government is not working. Everybody is hanging out at the government house. The governors are the only people who are commanding the resources of this area. You know, the president is the only person who's commanding the resources of Nigeria, and they are just sharing our future. That's pretty much what they are doing. We can't even call it a loot anymore, because as we said yesterday in Makodi, they have reached a level where they are no longer looting money, they are looting our brains. Yes, when you find young people who are even defending the oppression against it, they are looting their brains, they are looting common sense out of normal people. So we're glad when we see young faces like you, it tells us something, that people are interested and very desirous of having a country that works.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter whether they're in Lafia or Akure or they're in Cross River or Calabar or they're in Nabawa in Kano. And we have done a lot of traveling. You know, by yesterday we have done 28 states in 6 months. Yes. And as you can see, we don't have police. We don't have army. We have just traveled one of the most dangerous roads, Lafia to Makurdi,
of course,
you know, with regards to Fulani herdsmen issue. But we cannot be afraid to reach out to our people, because eventually, if you want to save the people, you cannot be running away from them. Exactly. So let us go through what our people are going through. The fear that goes in the minds of people who have to drive from here to Makurdi, we must experience it too. The danger they face, we must experience it too. That is the real hallmark of the new leadership we need in the country, that is able to reach out to everybody, either at their place of convenience or inconvenience. So that's why we came here. We met our comrade here yesterday. We took a walk towards the Salah. We didn't reach the Emir Palace, but we wanted to go in, but we also rushed in. So, and he gave us assurance that he will gather some of you to meet with us today and hear us out and also exchange ideas, because we want to come here and do a massive rally, organic rally, not the rally of they're going to pay people to come, you know, and let people know that this is our country and our time is now. And I'm not one of the people who will accept the excuse that after you signed a not too young to rule bill, you now ask them to go and wait for 4 years. You know what 4 years means in somebody's life? That is the number of years it takes you to get a degree if you go to the university. If they take that from you, they have denied you of a bachelor's degree, the most important starting degree at the tertiary level. That's just one example. But what about health? What about education, right? What about the electricity that we want to? What about the employment that all of us need, so that we don't keep begging governors and councillors? One of the things I found very interesting in this state, Nasarawa, is that it looks like the only industry here is politics. Everywhere you go, everybody has a small, you know. Whereas it is good, there are other things to be done. Agriculture, you know. We can grow electricity from here through solar energy, so that we don't rely on the Niger Delta gas alone to get electricity. You know, we can break up the national grid and everybody can grow their own electricity. So whomever wants electricity will make their own electricity available. And we have electricity in this country. All of us will not want to become a politician, right? Because that is the only lucrative business in town now, is politics. So that's just our position. We thank you very much for coming out to meet us. This is not the most convenient place to meet, but we are glad to take questions on how we can move this country in the proper direction of progress and prosperity.
The flavor of Maganachi, like he says, I will be glad to take any question from you guys.
Okay, Your Excellency, my name is Omoyele Sowore. Like I told you earlier, I am a real unionist. I have served in different capacity at both student level and youth level. So I want to throw this question to you as aspirants who is within the age of 40.
I'm actually older than 40.
Okay. Yeah, we by your appearance, we can regard you as youth. And the yearning we are having is to have someone who is within our age bracket, that knows our pains, and to move this country forward. So I want to ask this question as this: what plan do you have for the youth and students of this country? Because this is the area I'm more interested about.
Thank you. So our most important plan for young people is to get appropriate education that is qualitative but also free. We owe the generation of young people in this country who cannot afford to go to school a chance to go to school, a great start at proper education. It is the reason I'm standing in front of you today was because there was a free education policy in the southwest of Nigeria that enabled me to go to high school at a very young age. I graduated from secondary school at the age of 15, right? And every child in this country deserves that. But for those of us who have graduated several years ago who don't have jobs, we need to provide aggressive policy that will create employment for people. And where we have identified it is in the area of providing electricity, in which over 2 million jobs will be provided through solar energy alone, which is mostly going to be based in northern part of Nigeria, because the north has almost unstoppable supply of sunshine. So if you go to Germany today, you go to Spain, if you are flying across and go to the airport, you see farmlands of solar farms, that is what they call it. They have also brought it to Africa, Morocco. Morocco this year will be supplying over 1 million households, right? Electricity, supported by the World Bank. These are the kind of things that even the World Bank is interested in supporting. Not giving loans that are used to buy cars, I mean Prado Jeeps and you look at the area of agriculture, we will invest in buying tractors instead than buying Prado Jeeps. Because I don't see any reason why a governor should have more than 3-car convoy, maximum. Our governors have over 200 policemen each in this country. This is where they waste all our money. This is land there. This is land there. Why are we not growing it? You know, this part of Nigeria is known as a food basket of the country, but where is the plants? Where are the crops that will make you a food basket? So instead of being a food basket of Nigeria, this part of the country has become a basket case because of insecurity, because of lack of innovative leadership. You look at, we're having a discussion on our way here about even the attacks that's happening in the area, that we can solve it with drones. But drones are not only used for military purposes, they're also used for civilian purposes. You can fumigate from here to 5 kilometers with a drone. You can sit down here and ask a drone to fumigate the farm here, and you never enter the farm. You can ask a drone to do a lot of things. There's technology to make our agriculture to become the best in the world and competitive. The same thing for education, the same thing for health. We don't have any of those things. And all these things are things that youth will benefit from. We want to hire 200,000 teachers, for example. If you multiply, if you divide 200 by 36 and we give it to the real indigents, that is employment. 160,000 health workers trained. Even in the technological sector, ICT, when the moment government invests in it, it will employ thousands, if not millions of people. Agriculture will provide jobs for millions of people, because there is 198 million mouths to feed in this country. Even if we are growing cassava and sugarcane alone and we don't export it, farmers will be the richest people in Nigeria. But instead of growing it, our president went to America to go and sign a deal with Donald Trump to be bringing in wheat into Nigeria, because he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm sorry to say. I don't have any apologies about all these old people. They have disappointed us. There's no need to respect them anymore. You know, and if there's going to be respect, it has to be reciprocal. Yes. We respect them, they also have to respect us. But it's obvious in the way they are governing us that they have no respect for us. So we should jettison respect. So that is where we are for young people. 5 million jobs is what we are looking at, based upon our programs for the first 2 or 3 years of coming into office. 5 million jobs. And that is a huge amount of job availability for young people. But it's not just enough to have jobs. You must also pay people living wage. What is the essence of working if you take a miserable 18,000 naira home at the end of the month? What kind of job is that? We decided, and we are going to implement it, inshallah, that everybody who is a worker at the federal level, we cannot control the states yet, but the states will eventually be forced to do it. We take home 100,000 naira as minimum wage. Yes. Do you know what that means? Yes. It means that you can pay for your hospital bills when you're sick. It means you can send your children to school, right? It means that you can even go on vacation a little bit. Maybe we start with Benin Republic or Cameroon, you know, that you feel the dignity of labor. But they tell us that it's not possible, but it is possible to be funding thieving senators to take home over 50 million naira per month. When you look at the allowance of 13.7 million, another 1 million in salary, they have a constituency allowance budget of 200 million. By the time a senator is done at the end of the month, he takes home over 50 million. The allowance of a senator, one single senator, is equivalent to the minimum wage of 720 workers in Nigeria. Is that fair?
Not fair.
No. So those are the issues we want to address. It's the equitable distribution of our resources so that it will percolate to the last man. But right now, 1% of the population of Nigeria is holding on to over 90% of our resources. And the rest of us, 90% of us, are sharing just 10% of the resources of Nigeria. That's why we are so poor. That's why the land is broken. That's why these roads are in the conditions that they are in. That's why our schools are in the conditions they are in. That's why we don't have hospitals. That's why a lot of us have no jobs in this country. And we should have jobs because other countries are taking care of their young people. Nigeria is mistreating its young people. And the young people have a right to rise up at this time and say enough is enough.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Action. Take it back.
Action.
Do you have any message from Yoruba?
Yes.
Well, so as I said, I am Omoyele Sowore. I'm representing the good people of Yoruba youth, Lafia branch.
Okay.
In Lafia, Nasarawa State, I believe all of us that are staying in Lafia, Yoruba, we stay together, we harmonize ourselves together, we are staying in peace. And my question here is that, sir, you know, in our tertiary institution now, we have,
yes.
In our tertiary institution now,
yes,
we have many crises, which even now, our president of the day, I don't know, they don't want to interfere or they just neglect it. Issue of politics as entering our tertiary institution.
Here in Lafia.
In Nigeria.
Okay.
So, as I'm saying now, because as it is, even as they are going to strike.
Yes.
So now, let's say now, we have been elected as a president of Nigeria, which inshallah will go long. So what will you say about it?
Thank you. I must say first and foremost that I am a product of the resistance in our tertiary institutions. I used to be a very strong member of NANS. I used to be student union president at the University of Lagos. So I understand the politics in the higher institutions across the country. And there's nobody better place to resolve them than someone who has been part of that environment before. So what is the problem of ASU? ASU actually has an agreement with government to fund education to a certain level. The government doesn't fund education, government is funding nonsense across the country. ASU goes on strike based on the violation of that agreement. Because whenever it is time for government to invest or honor the agreement, they break out of the agreement. The reason is simple, in my view. You cannot have a government of people with private schools or universities who will be interested in public schools. Just like I would say any day and everywhere that you cannot have electricity in a country where you elect a president who is selling generators. It's not possible. So these guys have interest in private universities. They will destroy the public universities for it. Do you know the two biggest owners of private universities were former president and vice president of Nigeria, Atiku and Obasanjo. Obasanjo owns Bells University, Atiku owns... if Atiku becomes president today, do you think he will be interested in developing public institutions? Never. Because he already has a private one. He will just be expanding his private one. He doesn't care if all the students are made to go to his private university. So we have that interest. There has to be a deliberate public policy to not only invest in education, but ensure that there's even more slots for young people to get admitted into our public universities. If we don't allow that to happen, we better be building prisons. The people who are not educated and ignorant will take to crime. That is not to say that people who are educated are not also criminals in this country. We know a lot of educated criminals. But we owe it to our young people to ensure that the crisis you are mentioning, the politics don't enter our university. The university should be kept as a sacrosanct space and insulated from the kind of politics that have already destroyed our other public institutions. Let me, before I continue, just recognize and introduce to you our secretary to the party, African Action Congress, Leonard Ezenwa, who's traveling with us. Fred is the one that's there holding our camera. Where's Ina? I'm here. Somewhere here with us. He volunteered his car and has been driving us all around. So our crew who are all traveling together. So we will protect our private universities, our public universities from the kind of destructive activities of our leaders. They are doing it deliberately. That's what I'm telling you. We will not deliberately go there and do it because we are a product of public education in this country. My first primary school was a local authority primary school. My secondary school was a community high school. I didn't go to any swanky secondary school. I went to a village secondary school. Right?
3 booster for our president.
Bosa! 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 My first stab at tertiary education was at University of Lagos, public institution. Right? The only private or semi-private institution I've ever been was in the US, Columbia University. But even that, the government of the US, even though I was attending a university that was considered to be a private, I was entitled to loans to carry out my master's degree. They gave me enough loans that I was able to pay my rent from the loans. Some people were able to buy cars when they are doing their masters in the university in the US, even though you are attending a private university. It's the same thing we must do for our own public institutions here. That students must be entitled to scholarships, grants, and even loans. And loans will be available to anybody to take. What we will do is to ensure that if you take a loan from the federal government to go to school, you must work for the federal government for a period of 4 years. That will be mine. After that, you are free. If you work for 4 years in a school, we will forgive the loan. But if you decide to go and work in the private sector, you have to pay us back our loan with a higher interest. Yes, because we cannot teach you, we cannot sponsor your education and then you run away from us. That would be the way to do it. And people who are poor, that we can verify are poor, we give them scholarships, we give them grants. What we will do for higher institution students across Nigeria in federal schools is to ensure that beyond what they are spending on you now, we focus on another 50,000 naira per semester on every Nigerian student. It is not, in fact, it's small investment compared to what will be the return on investment of sending you to university in the future. Because you are the ones who will hold the future of this country together. You are the ones who will produce the next car, produce the next electrical grid. You are the ones who will produce the next best roads, the next housing estate in the country. You are the ones who will produce even the next optic fiber. But without that investment, we are going to have to find somebody to do it for us. And it will be people who were invested in by other countries that we have to be flown in to be doing it. And at that point, it costs us 20 times more to import somebody to come and do something for us in Nigeria that a Nigerian can do. Some hospitals in Abuja have Turkish doctors, but Nigerian doctors are in the US, in the UK, Saudi Arabia, treating people because we have not created the environment for them to stay at home. They don't feel safe. We don't pay them. It's not only us that will be going on strike. Doctors are probably on strike. Nurses are on strike. So who wants to stay in a country where doctors are on strike every other day or every other week? So that's my answer to that question.
Take it back.
Action.
Take it back.
Action.
Mr. President, I remember humble self, Comrade Muhammad, an aspirant who want to represent our esteemed people of Lafia Central, inshallah, by the next 2019 election.
Hey.
My question here is, no any societies can develop and continue to develop and having coexistence without peace.
Yes.
Nasarawa State, Plateau State, Zamfara State, the issue of the communal crisis, in our own perspective, our own thinking, we say it is want to come to Nigeria and stay. What therapy can you apply when we elected you as a president to tackle this problem of this communal crisis?
Thank you very much. You know, for there to be peace, there has to be justice. Most of the communal crises we are hearing about or we know about have dragged on because we have leaders who are ineffectual. One, in being proactive in resolving the problem. We don't have any solid conflict resolution mechanisms in place. Because our leaders of today are some of the people that started some of these communal crises we are talking about. And people who start communal crises cannot end communal crises. So there's an issue of also confidence in their ability to even resolve the issue. Then there's the issue of our ability to manage our security agencies, to collect intelligence on time, and also intervene without delay. We don't have an emergency ability to intervene in any crisis in this country. Like I was saying, we are still driving our soldiers who are fighting Boko Haram in Hilux buses. When you drive soldiers who don't fight in Hilux buses, it's like actually sending them to their death. How the other countries in the world fight insurgencies is to put soldiers in armored personnel carriers. So that when they are shooting at it, it's water off the back of a dock. But in Nigeria, you put soldiers, 20, 40 of them, Boko Haram ambush them, they are Sufayo. There's no reason to, there's nobody to, you don't need anybody to teach you that. So the communal clashes we are having is something we have to address in about 4 ways immediately. One is that we must gather intelligence to know all the places where we have clashes. Secondly, we must be able to intervene almost immediately as soon as the crisis break out. Fourth, we must have a conflict resolution mechanism in place that is permanent. We send in people who can get all the parties to sit down together. Some of them are historical, some of them are religious, some of them are ethnic. You understand? And by way of also aggressive development, socially and politically and economically, in these places, you will find that more and more people will be less interested in killing themselves because there will be abundant life. You see, the reason why you see the reason why you see that if somebody dies in America, it makes it to the headline of the newspaper. It's because they value life. If you want to report the number of dead people in Nigeria, which newspaper, you'll be tired. The time you see the number of people that have died in Nasarawa today, the one in Plateau, Zamfara, Benue, Plateau, and Taraba, the newspapers will be tired, right? But when we start to value life, when governments or governors start to reach people in a way that they value their life, when they start to get education, health, they get jobs, less and less people will be interested in dying because there will be something to live for. Right now, a lot of Nigerians have nothing to live for, but there's plenty of things to die for, or plenty of things that can kill you, right? That's the problem we have. And like I mentioned, those 4 areas, they are the immediate areas where we must intervene immediately.
Take it back. Action. Take it back. Action.
Build the youth.
Build the nation.
Build the youth.
Build the nation.
Destroy the youth.
Destroy the nation.
Thank you very much for your contribution. You see, like we said earlier, honorable on his way. We don't feel it should come around and say hi to people. Look for a time like this. Look for a convenience place. Gather, if honorable says he wants the youth of Nasarawa State, we'll do that. We'll do that for him. As you can see, this is not a good place for us to be doing all these things. But because of the urgency. So, whoever has something to say, please. it is not as if you're not important.
Yeah.
But please,
reserve it for someone.
We'll just reserve it for another time.
We want to reserve it for another time. We'll look for a time.
Yes. We'll be back.
Will come, definitely.
Yes. We will be back.
And I want to also advise that you don't know. You have your we want you. We want the patriotic.
Absolutely, it's coming. Absolutely, absolutely, it's coming.
But we want to make this. We want to make this movement a youth movement.
Yes.
We want to organize. We go to all these kinds. But that's for youth. Because this, like I said, this movement is for youth.
Yes, it is.
So look for you to mobilize youth for this job. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, comrades. Thank you. We also still have a journey ahead of us to Abuja later tonight. Thank you. I appreciate your time. How good is to say? How good is? My brother, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, brothers. We'll be back. We'll have more time to.
There's no money.
This is for you, man.